Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt in the main event right here. It's going to be really interesting in the bantamweight division. Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt. I mean, Cody Garbrandt on a 3-fight losing streak to Pedro Munoz, TJ Dillashaw, and TJ Dillashaw again, all by knockout in the same exact way. When his back is to the cage, and he's just winging shots, getting clipped with that right hand from TJ twice, and then from Pedro Munoz against the cage as well. We saw the same tendencies from Cody Garbrandt in the Rafael Assunção fight, where he was back to the cage, and then he just winged out that right hand, and luckily for him, he was the one that landed that right hand. If Rafael Assunção did land that right hand, he could have knocked out Cody Garbrandt. So that's one thing I don't like about Cody Garbrandt. He's too reckless. He is way too reckless. Rafa will have oh my god, an incredible reach advantage, 71.5-inch reach, a 6-inch reach advantage over Cody Garbrandt. Absolutely insane. That is going to be a humongous factor in Rob Font winning the fight right here. Surprisingly, he is older than Cody Garbrandt. He's a little bit more experienced than Cody Garbrandt as well, being 33, almost 34 years old right there. But 18 wins and 4 losses. You look way down here. 8 knockout wins, 4 submission wins, and 6 decision wins. I'm going to say it right now. With this fight with Cody Garbrandt and Rob Font, KO, TKO, first, second, or third round, whatever the case may be, this fight is going to be a knockout. This fight is going to be a TKO. One of these two guys is going to go unconscious. It is pretty obvious, but Cody Garbrandt, lots of power in his hands as well. Second round knockout win, first round knockout win, first round knockout win, first round knockout win, third round knockout win, and then a buttload more knockout wins on his record, with 10 knockout wins and 2 decision wins right there. Again, this fight's going to be a knockout. It's pretty simple. One of these two guys is going to land on the other guy and get the knockout right there. But Rob Font also very powerful. I mean, 71.5-inch reach. I'm surprised. How is your reach that big for the bantamweight division? I mean, that is just absolutely insane. But 6-inch reach advantage, a really good advantage to kind of put out that jab every now and then in the fight as well. His biggest disadvantage in the fight would be the wrestling and grappling defense. That could be one thing for Cody Garbrandt to kind of go after in the fight. I believe it's a D2 or D1, one of the two. I believe he wrestled and grappled in college as well, but 1 second. But Cody Garbrandt did wrestle and grapple in college, I believe, in D2, so he could implement more of a wrestling and grappling game plan in this fight. With Rob Font, just try to get the ground and pound, try to get the decision win, whatever the case may be. But I think the main way he's going to utilize that wrestling and grappling would be at the end of the rounds. I mean, if the fight is going to go all the way, and we do see the judges' scorecards, however unlikely, there is still that possibility that can happen in the fight. If the fight does go all the way, Cody Garbrandt, after every single one of the rounds, in really close, competitive striking fights, can just end every one of the rounds with a double leg takedown and kind of secure the round. That could be a thing for Cody Garbrandt to do in the fight. Just end every single round with a double leg takedown, which will be a really good weapon for him to use in the fight right there. But that's Rob Font's probably his biggest weakness. We saw in the fight with Marlon Rice, he kind of struggled with the wrestling and grappling with Marlon Rice until eventually he got the fight back up on the feet and then ended up knocking him out, obviously. But that's probably his biggest weakness in his fights. But he does throw a lot of volume, 5.2 strikes landing every single minute, 42% accuracy rate as well. Really good reach advantage. Just gonna jab, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, over and over again. I really don't know. I don't know, guys. Who's going to have the front foot in the fight? I'm really unsure of who's going to be the one moving forward and who's going to be the one moving backwards. I really don't know in this one. They're both really good strikers. They both like to be the one moving forward, but I don't know. I don't know who's going to be the one moving forward or who's going to be the one moving backwards, but Rob Font, if he can get Cody Garbrandt to the cage and be the one moving forward, get Cody Garbrandt to the cage, and kind of make Cody a little bit more reckless, like he's shown in his last 4 fights, the Rob Font can potentially use that reach and come in with an overhand right or just a straight right hand, potentially do exactly what TG did twice, and then Pedro Munoz did in the second to last fight. So that could be a way for Rob Font to get the knockout right here. Just get Cody Garbrandt to the cage and then landing a big, powerful right hand. So that could be a way for him to get the knockout in the first, second, or third round, whatever the case may be. But I think he needs to be the one moving forward. I'm going to say it right now. If Rob Font is the one moving forward, I'm going Rob Font by knockout in the first, sorry, in the first, second, or third round, but never count out Cody Garbrandt. I mean, you look right here, 4 fights with I put TJ Pedro right there, but TJ Dillashaw, Pedro Munoz, and then Javier Alonso, but he needs to become way less reckless. I mean, every single one of those 4 fights with TJ, with Pedro, and with Assunção, every single time his recklessness was the main way he ended up losing those fights. So if he's a little bit less reckless in this fight and plays more of a patient counterpuncher type of role right here, I think Cody Garbrandt will have a really good chance of actually winning the fight. But you just never know. You never know which Cody is going to come into the octagon. If he's going to be patient or if he's going to be really reckless. You really don't know. 100% takedown defense and solid wrestling offense from his own. But he could use that wrestling at the end of every one of the rounds. If the fight goes all the way, he could use those to win the fight by decision right there. But if we see more patient Cody, I'm probably going to go Cody Garbrandt to win the fight by knockout in the first and second round. But I don't know. Every single one of his 4 fights, his last 4 fights, he's too reckless, man. He's too reckless. But if he needs to attack the legs early with Rob Font, because if he can attack the legs in the first and second round, if the fight does go to the third, fourth, and fifth round, that will start to pay dividends in the later rounds with the high end reach of Rob Font in the fight right here. Solid cardio in the later rounds as well, being in a couple of 5-round main events. I think there is a little disadvantage for Cody when he throws a calf case. Font does have some really good check. He does check the case very well as well. And considering the high end reach of Rob Font, when he's going for those leg kicks, Cody kind of leaves his hands a little bit lower right here. And when you do that, when you got a really long reach and you're getting kicked with a calf, you're just gonna go for that straight right hand. And every single time when Cody is gonna go for those leg kicks, Rob Font is just going to go for that straight left hand down the middle, down the pipe, and it's going to be a really good opportunity for a lot of strikes to land for Rob Font in the fight. Again, I think he's going to need to wrestle and grapple a little bit in these fights. Kind of do what Marlon Rice did in their fight, but I just don't know. It's a close fight, a 50-50 fight in my opinion. I believe the odds should be -110, -110. That's pretty much where the odds are right now. So -107 for Rob Font, and then +104 for Cody Garbrandt. Really close fight. Could go either way. Either way, the fight will be a knockout. I mean, it's pretty obvious that is going to be what's going to happen right here. But Garbrandt by knockout. Let's see if we can find what those odds are. Let's see, I believe it's up here. So Font wins by KO or TKO +165, and then Garbrandt wins by KO TKO at +200. So I think either way, if you're going to be betting on Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt, just bet on either one of them winning the fight by KO or TKO, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Other than that, I probably wouldn't put a straight bet on either guy winning the fight, considering it's just so close. It only takes one punch to kind of change the trajectory of how this fight will be playing out. But Rob Font will have the reach advantage if he pressures Cody Garbrandt against the cage, and we have reckless Cody in terms of he's going to be going with those big whooping shots and kind of not really defending his chin. I will be going with Rob Font to win the fight by knockout in the second or third round. But if we have patient Cody, I will be going with Cody to win the fight by knockout in the first or second round. But that's a tough thing. I'm doing the predictions here, but you never know, man. You never know which Cody is it gonna be. Is Cody gonna go out there and is he gonna look really patient, or is he gonna go out there and look really reckless? We'll see on Saturday. I mean, it's gonna be a really close fight. I'm gonna go Rob Font. I don't know if Cody Garbrandt has changed those tendencies, being really reckless in the clinch and in the pocket with a guy like Rob Font who has so much power in his hands. So I'm ultimately gonna be going with the slight favorite in Rob Font to win the fight. My knockout in the second or third round. But overall, it should be a really good fight. Again, it could go either way. Cody Garbrandt could definitely get the knockout, but should be a really close fight right there. But I am going Rob Font to win the fight. My knockout in the first or second round.